What we're missing today are those neighborhood overseers. Like the old neighborhood straw boss. Those old retired folks that had nothing better to do than to snitch on you and sit outside in the afternoon and listen to you get your rump busted down the road when your parents get back home. That's what we're missing today. But it all goes back to that old saying, it takes a village to raise a kid, but nowadays people don't want no help raising their kids. You know, Somehow everybody's soft and angry at the same time. I don't understand it. That's like little Timmy lived down the street. He got two mama daddies, and they don't want your manly advice on how to raise little little soft-handed Timmy, to be a good man in the world. They don't want your opinion on none of that. So, nowadays everybody just tries to stay in their own lane. I got my lane, you got your lane, stay out of it, and we all get along fine. But when I was a kid, it wasn't like that. Everybody had permission to beat your butt and talk smack on you. When I was a kid, we used to hang out down at the empty lot down at the end of the road. And man, my mama sent my little brother down there, and he come up there and holler, "Mama wants you to come home right now." And I knew then somebody had snitched. And on the way home, you could tell all the neighborhood snitches had already done told each other right after they called your mama. Because they could tell by the way you was walking home. Shuffle footing, walking slow, your chin all down in your chest. They knew. And they knew later in because they dragged a chair out to the front door. Because they knew later on, they'd be able to sit out there and listen to you get your butt whooped. On the way by, we had old ladies, if they knew you was in trouble, they'd throw little sticks at you. The older kids, they'd throw rocks at you, call you names. They had an old geezer down the end of the road. That sucker, he'd be cutting the grass all the time in the front yard. And if he seen you walking like that, man, he was going to turn his lawnmower. And all the grass clippings slung upside your head on the way by. And you just, I'm going home, trying to see what was what. Because we used to mess up so much, man, wasn't no telling. But the worst one, I guess, was old Mama Boosie down there. She wouldn't even say nothing. She just look at you all disappointed. Give you that old look. Man, that was the worst one of all. I'd get into the house. My mom would always ask me the same question. "What'd you do today?" And you knew then she already knew something was up. I just have to tell her, "I'm sorry. It won't happen again." Because if you had to stand there and explain to her what all we had done all during that day, man, we was a rough crowd growing up. I didn't know how to tell her, hey, we climbed up to the top of the water tower and peed on all the neighborhood houses. Set all the neighborhood mailboxes on fire. Flashing old ladies as they drove by in the car, just, woohoo, brighten their day up a little bit, just bringing a little sunshine to the elderly, trying to help the world out be a brighter place. But man, if my mama had to sit down and said, "What all did you do today?" man, we'd still be there right now. So, we all turned out pretty good. And, the world was a better place back then, for the most part, as far as people getting along with each other. So maybe we need to go back to these neighborhood snitching. Everybody helping each other raise each other's kids. Because you can't never keep your eye on them all the time. But, especially here in Mississippi, small towns, somebody's always watching, always ready to snitch.